Warning: the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Welcome to Everything Yet Nothing. Here's a hillbilly in eyeshadow who's looking fabulous and talking about anything yet something. Get ready to chew on a blade of sweet grass and talk about a variety of LGBTQ topics to the lifestyle of a gay hillbilly. Watch out, folks. These hills don't just got eyes. They got themselves a vodcast. Now, here's T-Roy.
Hey, welcome to Everything Yet Nothing. Boy, do we ever have a show for you tonight. Like all the other shows, they're going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a wonderful show. So anyways, this month is Diversity Month. And diversity means a lot of things to a lot of people. It means a lot to the LGBTQ because we have fought very hard to have pride within our community. And so for us to do so, we've had to have, all kinds of stuff go on. Hi, Kayla. What's up? And so, we fought and we've gotten what we've gotten. So this month, here, there, and everywhere, there's certain places, certain bars that do, certain towns that do pride parades. They do pride gatherings, diversity gatherings, and everybody dresses up and they are who they are and they don't worry about anybody else's judgment, And so it's awesome because I love diversity. I love rainbow. That is my all-time favorite colors. Rainbow. But my favorite is usually and always red and black. Black whenever I was growing up. And then, I got older and I started liking red. It just caught my eye. And so now I like red and rainbow. So I got another wig the other day. I'll show you that later. We have went to a pride float, and it was a weekend extravaganza. And
Missouri.
The theme of the weekend was Wizard of Oz. And so every campsite, because we camped for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and we came home Sunday, we camped with other LGBTQ plus individuals, and it was absolutely amazing. There was about 50 of us on the water, and everybody had like 6 per boat, and then I think there was like 3 or 4 canoes, like a couple people in those. But yeah, everybody was like just happy-go-lucky, and it was so awesome to be with individuals that are like-minded, open-minded, no judgment, no hatred, no negativity. It was just a very peaceful serenity weekend, and it was because we were there to have fun. We weren't there for drama. We weren't there for what was going on at home, because we left all that and we went to have fun. And that was the greatest part, because we don't get that all the time, especially whenever it comes around the diversity and being around family, because a lot of us call each other family because we are brothers and sisters, because we have all fought the same fight. So yeah, we're all family. I look at all of us as family. I have a lot of family, and that's great, because why not make your own family if you have very little family? And who else do you want in your family and then your friends? the ones that you care about and that care about you, and you know that they care about you. So we went on the weekend float, and it was about 4 or 5, I don't know, 6 hour float. It was like it was a long float, but we pulled over. All of us pulled over together, and it was like freaking phenomenal because, like I said, it was just the energy was awesome. We had water guns, to where we would pass each other and we shoot the hell out of each other with water guns. And oh, and the campsites. Some of them had them dressed, decorated in the Wizard of Oz of some sort. Um, and so we were down in the meadow area, what I call it, and it's basically a horseshoe. Um, and we were amongst about 5 or 6 other campsites. I want to say
5, yeah, 6,
6, 7, about 8 campsites.
If you count all the
And
yeah.
each one of the campsites had their own thing going on. There was one that had the big circle, a big fire, bonfire, um, and they had this big ass tent, and they had all kinds of liquor, and the liquor was free. Woo! And that was really awesome. That was like Friday night. That was the first night that we got there. Well, hello, Kevin. Hey, Chipster. And I'm trying really hard to go tomorrow. Isn't it tomorrow? Or is it Saturday? Let me see.
That Saturday. I work
Saturday. I'll more than likely go. I'm supposed to be a hugger. So come and get your hug. I want my hug. I want my hug. And so Chipster was one of the groupies, our family, that went. Well, we met them down there, but we all stayed at the same campsite. And I was just telling them about the trip that we had, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Chip hadn't been there for 15 years, and we are very privileged, and we are very lucky to have Chip and Tony in our life. We love you both very, very much, and you mean so much to us. Like, you have no idea. And they just went and paid, and then we paid them back. They're like, "Oh yeah, you owe us $100 and some odd dollars," and we're like, "Okay." And they're like, "Yeah, you're gonna go on a campsite, big old float, and it's gonna be a lot of us on the water, and it's gonna be a weekend, and we're gonna, you know, set up tents and have a lot of stuff done," because they went up there Thursday, and so they went up there, and then we met up with them Friday, and they had a hoot of a time before we got up there. I'm telling you, like, whenever we get together, all of us LGB, a lot of us, we get along, and we are there to have fun. We are there to have the surrounding that we want to be around, and the energy that we want, and that is just not like, it's like none other energy in this world, because we accept each other, and we know this, and we don't even have to worry about it. We don't even have to question it, because we are the same but different. And if you're part of us, then you understand where I'm coming from. Diversity is a lot to me, because it is, to an extent, freedom for us. And if you want more information on it, you can look it up, because there's tons of information on it. Harvard Milk, and there was rallies, there was marches, there was gatherings, groups. Like, throughout the years, it's just been really, really crazy. Like, that anybody would have to do what we have had to do to have a peace of mind, to be who we are, to love each other, and to have a life. There's a lot of other people that's not like us that they don't have to do that shit. They just live. you know? And some people don't understand that we deserve to have a Pride Month. Um, shit, if it was up to me, we'd have a Pride year. And then really piss off some people because I wouldn't care. And if I'm ever president, which one day, later on shadow over there, and that sucker will not be white, it'll be rainbow. I'm telling you right now. And then the world, yeah. God have mercy on your souls, girly girls and boily boys. Um, aw, yes. Chipster says we love you guys and are glad to call you family. Yes, you are our family. Kevin says, yes, love you, Chipster Mayhem and Tony Wagner. He also says, for the 1 millionth time today is Thursday, not Friday. I know I've been so screwed up this whole freaking week. Just like, oh, today's Wednesday. No, it was Tuesday. No, it's Thursday. No, it's Wednesday. No, it's Friday. No, it's Saturday. It's like, I've been driving myself crazy. And I don't know why. I cannot remember this shit. But yeah, it's like one thing. What it's been a really busy week. Um, so yes, we have some stuff going on this month, all over the place. We have Juneteenth, which is a another group of individuals and a their own pride kind of thing going on for everybody. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's equal. Everybody's you know invited to go, and that's in Springfield. Uh, and to Saturday, I almost did it. Saturday we have the Pride Arts Fest, and that is going to be at 3265 Falls Parkway Street, V. Branson, Missouri, United States, Missouri 65616. And that is at the cafe. And it says, join us for a colorful celebration of creativity, community, and cats at our second annual Pride Arts Fest. This family-friendly event brings together local artists, makers, performers, and cat lovers for a day filled with art, expressions, and fun. Browse unique handmade goods, shop local vendors, enjoy live entertainment, participate in interactive art activities, and spend time with our adopted cats in the Cat Lounge. Whether you're looking for one of a kind artwork, supporting local creators, or simply enjoying a vibrant day out, Pride Arts Fest has nothing for everyone. has nothing. Has something for everyone. has something for everyone. We will end the day with a fun raffle benefiting the Glow Center. That is awesome.
It's at Mocha's and Meows.
And that is at Mocha's and Meows off of Fall Creek. And if you know where St. Cities is, it's like literally right there in that parking lot. This is the second time that we've put this on, and we're a part of a board community that actually did it last year, and they invited us back this year. And we haven't been as hands-on as we were, but we still want to be a part of everything. Because it is a wonderful thing to do in Branson. Because why not do it in Branson if anywhere at all? We are going to be going to, oh, and that's at 6 a.m. Saturday morning.
No, it's at 10 a.m.
Or, god dang it, 10 a.m. Thank you for answering that. Yeah. It's at 10 a.m. I haven't even drank anything. But, and so, yes, I can't wait for next year, because I want to do this pride float every year, and I just love it. And I want to do other stuff too, like for the last few years, Chip and Tony has invited us out to be in parades, diversity parades, um, pride parades. And so we've been to parades, and the bearded babes of Eureka have been there because I'm part of them. And to me, they're my queens, and I'm their queen. Well, go there later. And so we went to Fayetteville 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Here's the first
We
year.
went last year too.
The first year that we went, I've been to Springfield, I've been to Eureka's, and that's about the only two that I've been at that moment in time. And we went to in some other parts of Arkansas, a lot of Eureka. We went to Fayetteville, Arkansas, and it was absolutely the biggest, crowdiest time. Like the streets were covered with people.
Probably.
Chester says tomorrow is Friday, a stay home day. Then Saturday, I'd pride then Daddy.
Daddy Doug.
Oh, I'd pride then Daddy Doug's for his town fireworks show. You boys should drive to Doug's and watch the fireworks Saturday night. Wow. I think you have to work. Maybe. I'll talk to the boys and see what they are going on. And that sounds like fun though. I miss Doug. Miss Doug. And that sounds like fun. Like we get together every year and do like 4th of July in some other places, but we like to switch it up. So maybe we will be able to go there this year and see what's going on there. But yes, Fayetteville was the biggest that I've ever been to, and it was like we were coming up this hill, and then we got to this hill. Coming up to this hill, we were like hanging out in the back of the Jeep, or was the car? Jeep. Yeah, Jeep because we got lost. In the back of the Jeep, and we had our chauffeur driving, and then we were in the back of the Jeep, and we were coming up this hill, and there was like nobody there, but very, very, very little people on the side streets, and yes, Jeep, and on side streets, and so we was like, oh yeah. So we get to the freaking top of this damn hill, and right as we was coming over, it was like galore of people, like you could not see the street, sidewalks, like it was tons of people. Like it was so many people, it almost made me cry because I felt so amazed at how welcoming and how the energy was to see all these people there to accept and to love and to cheer us on and to holler at us, and just I don't know, it was just a feeling. It gave me goosebumps, and like I said, it almost made me cry. And so it was on, we was all like waving, and I think we was throwing some beads out or something like that, and it was so crazy. And then got all the way through this parade, and at the very end we didn't know where to have to go. And so we had two vehicles, and somebody was in the convertible, and so we got lost. And then we had walkers, and the walkers got lost.
I got lost.
It was like everybody got lost, and so the convertible and the Jeep, they stuck together, and then the ones that walked went their own way.
Got lost.
Got lost.
I got lost.
Literally. We didn't know where the hell to go. Like, we was driving around in circles, literally. And the queen in the convertible was, you know, meeting up with us saying, "What do we do? Where do we go?" I'm like, "I don't know." And nobody had their phone. Everybody's phone was somewhere's, but it wasn't on us. And so we had no way of getting a hold of each other. And so we're like, okay, let's just go back from where we came from, and hopefully everybody else is there. That's what we did. And so, and thank goodness they were there. And we came together, but it was so freaking hilarious because we're all dressed out in drag, and it's hotter than shit because it was so fucking hot that day. And we're like having fans, and it was just so funny because we were having so much fun. We didn't realize that we didn't have our phones with us, or any way of getting it. We didn't talk through the trip. Like, we didn't say, okay, so at the end of this parade, this is what's going to happen. We never said anything to that standard. We just went along with everything, and that's what happens. You get lost, and you lose people, and people lose you. But it was still an amazing time. I had so much fun. I will never forget that time, and I'll never forget the float. That's been two of the three of the best times of my life, and the very first time of my life doing the Pride anything was in Eureka, and it's been some years ago. And I was by myself, and I went down there by myself, and so these beautiful bitches were out on the street of Eureka after being in the parade, and they were all dressed up, just beautiful. And they got some big and some big and I mean they were like fine as you know what. And I fell in love with them, and I absolutely fell in love with one, and that is AKA Mama Tacky Tina, AKA Chipster. And I fucking fell in love with you, and I fell in love with Tacky, and from then on, I swore up and down. I just knew that these crazy individuals that I loved so much, and just lit. I mean, they lit me up, and I just knew that they were going to be in my life. At one point in time in my life, they were going to be part of my life and part of my family. And so some years passed. Um, I would see them probably once a year, up until well, once or twice, uh, up until we like literally started talking and hanging out and getting to know each other. And I like literally looked for Tacky Tina every time I went to anything in Eureka Springs for diversity or pride, and she was always there. And so from then on, she's been in my life, and I love you very much. And she also loaned me a dress, and that dress was for Lady Von Shirley, and it was Lady Von Shirley's first appearance in drag, and that was in Branson, Missouri. Glenn shows. Me and my husband Kevin put on drag shows for just about a couple years, and so I finally got a feather up my ass and was like, you know what? I think it's time for me to do Lady Von Shirley.
That was the
And
one, right?
Cassie Cass was like, oh, honey, you're doing Lady Von Charlotte. And it was my birthday, and I was like, oh, really? She was like, yes. Yes, yes, yes. And so she helped me out, and so I was kind of like her twin, but, I'm pretty good though. Love you, Cassie Cass. And so I dressed up and did my Lady Bonjour in Mom Tax dress, and it fit me beautifully. Not as beautiful as it fits her, but yes, I still look beautiful. Thank you, Mom Tax. And so we really started getting together. Just think of it. It's been 6 or 7 years, and we were talking, and we were invited to Thanksgiving. And it was the year that I lost my mom. And, things change whenever you lose something that is really close to you and you just really absolutely love. And I loved my mama to death, literally. And so I lost her. And I didn't want to do Thanksgiving. I barely wanted to do Christmas. Those are my mom and Halloween. But I always love Halloween. But they want to do Christmas or Thanksgiving, and they invited us to Thanksgiving that same year. And me and Kevin talked about it. We're like, huh, why not? We don't have to be with the family on Thanksgiving. We can meet up with them and do our Thanksgiving some other day. And we're like, yeah, that sounds cool. And so we did, and we went there, and it was packed. There were so many people there. And it was awesome again because that's when we really felt like family because their family accepted us as family and have looked at us as family and like we look at them as family, and it was absolutely beautiful. And so I say that they have a part in my life blossoming and living on from losing my mom. So thank you very much. I love you both very much. And it helped Kevin too because he was, oh my god, him and my mom got along so well. My mom was a hoot. You didn't get to meet her, but she was a hoot. And there was one day we were sitting. I can't believe I'm getting ready to say this, but tell this story. One day we were sitting at my mom's house, and we were in the living room watching TV, and Kevin was on the couch, I was on the couch, and Mom was in the chair, rocking chair, and she had a few spider webs up in the corner of the kitchen or the living room or something like that, and Kevin goes, "God, Mom, you have a lot of spider webs up there," and she said, "I do." He said, "Yeah," and she said, "Well, are you gonna uh, get a broomstick and get up in there and clean it all out?" And yeah, she thought she was talking about something else, and we was just talking about sex, and I started laughing, and Kevin's like, "Mom, really?" She said, "You did it. I just had to go along with it," and I laughed my ass off. But she was like that type of person. She loved to have fun. And she loved to give Kevin shit, and all of my best friends throughout my life shit growing up, like all the time. And and he's from Vegas. You just do a big pride anything for Vegas?
Yeah, well, I never really got to go
No.
do anything. It's nice to be at home.
Is it on Fremont?
Yeah.
Fremont is the place to go in Vegas.
Is where the biggest one is, yeah.
Because Fremont Street is the party street of Vegas.
It starts downtown and
literally
ends on Fremont, yeah.
And it's like, it's amazing. There's like a roof over Fremont Street, the whole street. you can watch TV. It's like a big widescreen TV, and there's shows going on and all kinds of stuff going on. And like walking down the street, looking up, drinking your mixed drink on the street, cops everywhere. They don't care. Smoky, they don't care. And crazy. Like there's big ass circles along Fremont Street in the middle of the street. And you rent these circles out for like 100 and something. And you rent them out and you can do anything that you want to make money within this circle. And let me tell you, you can do anything you want. And they mean what they say whenever they say that shit. Because, okay, I had heard whatever happened in Vegas stays in Vegas. I absolutely freaking understand. There were like some almost naked chicks up in these damn circles, and almost naked men up in these freaking circles, and then singers and karaoke, and magic, and bubbles and
Street performers.
balloons, all kinds of street performers. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Where am I at? And we got this damn drink. It was like, I swear, that long. It was big. It was huge. And we shared it. We did. That was fun. And along the way, there's like bars. Like, there's a lot of bars. And it's like booths along the street. And it's bars you go up to and you get a mixed drink. And if you want to gamble, there's like 10 gambling places along the street that you can just walk on in, go gamble, go out to eat, do whatever. There's like dispensaries there, the tattoo shops, there's all kinds of stuff there. And that's why I say Party Street is definitely Fremont Street in Vegas. Definitely gotta go there. That's fun. I love you too. And I almost started crying. So that's why I had to change my thing. But yeah, I mean what I say. Yeah, I've never been as free in my spirituality and sexuality than since we have started hanging out with Chip and Tony. Like literally. And you know what I mean. And they know what I mean. It's it's fun to go there. Where we call it our vacation, our oasis, our our home away from home, but vacation because it's in the middle of nowhere. And it's all fenced in, and that pool and a beautiful yard and beautiful dogs and a beautiful house and like beautiful souls, and their spirit is just immaculately beautiful. And it's a total different world, but it's an absolutely amazing world to step into, and that is Chip and Tony's world life. Um, so thank you again for helping us have that, because growing up, I didn't get that much because from being in a small town, I didn't know very many LGBTQ at all, like at all. I absolutely I was sheltered as a kid. We didn't talk about sex. We didn't. That wasn't even thought of amongst us kids. It was never talked of. It was never anything. Nothing. Good or bad, sexual wise. It was never talked about. I guess they call it taboo or some shit. But yeah, never talked about. And so whenever I was a teenager, I think I was like 15, 16, whenever I really started looking into, the whole how am I, who am I, what is gay, what is the LGBTQ, and all the other, what is this? And I started looking into it and digging and, all that stuff. I really didn't know much about that I learned my gay experience by going to bars, and
That's pretty much how I learned mine.
that's my guidance. I didn't have anybody else, and like, yeah, Chip and Tony are about the first ones, literally, that I actually talked to and would looked at as a friend. I mean, anything in the sorts. I talked, hi, bye, but that's it. Um, I didn't go to very many places until I was basically with Kevin, um, because I was at home taking care of my mom and my little sister and working and paying the bills at my mom's house. I was busy. Like, I didn't have a life. My life was that. And my sexuality, my anything was not even there. It was there, but I had to hide it because of where I lived. And if I didn't hide it, then you know I would get abused, beat, or jumped on, or like gay bashed, or it's been there growing up as a kid in a small town. That's why I do not wish that upon any homosexual, LGBTQ plus. It doesn't matter. You know, I don't wish that upon anybody because it's fucking miserable. Um, but that's something that we've had to fight to get laws passed for our safety, for just wanting to be who we are, wanting to be loved, wanting to show love, uh, being accepted. It's like, it's crazy. People don't understand because they're so shallow. They don't even care or whatever. It's like, oh god, Pride. What's Pride Month? It's another Pride Day. It's another Pride Month. Why do they get a day? Why do they get a month? Da, 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 da. Look it up. There's all kinds of shit out there. Maybe you'll learn something and shut the hell up because, you know, that's the issue. People don't want to learn. They just want to run their mouth and throw their hatred and the negativity and all that stuff out there. And, we're not about that at all because we don't, like, we've been together for 19, 20 years this year. And we've had pretty happy, go lucky, positive relationship marriage. And, we've had our arguments, we've had our bickers, we've bumped heads, but we've learned and we've taught each other how life is whenever you're trying to be with somebody. Because it's not like anybody else, anywhere else. Because everybody's different. And, we communicated and we tried to really care and love each other. Um, because we didn't have anything else and we didn't have anybody else. We had each other and ourselves and our family, which was not very big to start out with, but it's really not very big now. Because a lot of people's passed away in the years that I've been with Kevin, especially on his side, family wise, and it's crazy how shit happens, and so much happens within a year. You don't realize how much shit happens within a year. And people need to slow down and they need to accept that they're just letting the world pass by them and they're not getting any enjoyment, anything. Because all they want to do is work. Or all they want to do is do whatever. That's not fun or positive or anything like that. And so it's like, you know. So in Vegas, when was the first time you ever went to anything? How old was you?
18. Yeah,
18.
18, yeah. That's
Yeah,
probably
it's like
why I
19.
came out of the closet.
Yeah. Oh, you came out of the closet at 18?
It's 18 or 19, yeah. It was like right after.
And who did you come out to first?
Grandma.
Grandma. Yeah, how'd that go?
she asked if I was, and I kind of said yes. And that was it.
Is it?
That was it.
She didn't disown you or push you out or hate you?
She
Or...
said she was shocked, and that was it.
You had it lucky. So many people don't have it that lucky at all. At all.
I mean, you met her, you know how she is.
She is awesome. His grandma is absolutely
Very
a doll. And, you know, you're lucky to have her in your life. You gotta love it. And be around her as much as possible. Talk to her as much as possible when you can. And, yeah, I came out to my mom at... Okay, I tried to come out to my mom at 18. But that didn't go over because... Like I said, I didn't even know very much then. And, you know, that energy that I got from her by saying I'm gay was not the energy that I wanted to fight against or go against at that time in my life. And so I was like, okay, whatever. And so I just lit off, didn't mention it, didn't say anything or whatever. I just went on hiding who I was and, you know, living my life or whatever within myself. Um, I was very closed off to a lot of people. I was totally different, like literally, totally different. I was not the person that I am today. I was very closed off. I did not talk to very many people. I had two friends um, that I called friends, and that was during school. Summertime, it was just me and my mom and my little sister. And then maybe a couple of so-called friends. And then I went through a few years of having a lot of friends and having a lot of things going on, but that was like way later. And that's whenever I started coming out of the closet and finding myself and wanting to live my life. And so at 20, I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I need to tell you something. She's like, what? She was like crocheting and watching TV, westerns. Oh my god, Bonanza. Like all the time. And so she was like, what? And I'm like, I don't know how to tell you this. And I don't want to upset you or anything. And she's like, but you just tell me. I am not going to not love you because you are my son. And I was like, I'm gay. And she's like, okay. Okay. She's like, okay. Are you happy? And I said, yeah, I'm trying to be. And then that was it. And then later on, it was like 3 or 4 hours later, we were sitting there and she's like, so, do you have a boyfriend? And I'm like, no, I didn't at that time. And I was like, no. And at that time, I didn't go anywhere or know anybody else that was gay at all, um, or lesbian or LGBT or anything. You know, straight up crazy. And she was like, so I thought about it, and I don't think I like it. And I'm like, you don't think you like what? Um, who you are, or who you're trying to be, is how she put it. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be anything. I'm trying to be who I am. But I don't like it. I don't want you to tell anybody about it. I don't want you to start dressing all crazy or anything like that and going outside the door or walking beside me down Main Street or anything other than how you've always been. I'm like, but that's the thing, Mom. I've always been gay. So there is no whatever you're talking about. I'm here and I told you, not because I'm not going to be who I am, just because I want you to know who I am. And if you don't want to be a part of that side of me, I understand 100%. But don't think that I'm going to blow my life off for you or anybody else that is not going to let me be who the hell I am. I have lived in this fucking hellhole town and been abused and harassed and all kinds of shit. I am going to be who I am. And you can love me or hate me. I don't give a shit anymore. I was aggravated and I was really upset. Because 4 hours later, or earlier, she was like, "Oh, I'll always love you." No, don't say that and then take it back. I love you to death. You're my mother. And I told her, I was like, no, I have not one time judged you for leaving my father and dating 5 guys in 1 year and going out partying and drinking. I've never judged you for anything. And for you to even attempt to tell me that I can't be who I am, and you're telling me that you're my mother and you love me and you care about me, but you don't want no part of that life, that's fine. You're not going to have a part of my life if that's what you want. And so for 4.5 months after that, I literally did not have anything to do with her. I would get up in the morning, I would go to work, I would come home, I would take a shower, get dressed, I would leave, get a Springfield to Martha's Vineyard, Bar One, and there was like 2 or 3 other gay bars, trying to figure out who I was and how I was and how everything worked and what is gay, what is, that life. What's my life going to look like? How do I start this life that I don't have any freaking clue of what it is? Because I was growing, I was learning, and that's the shittiest way to learn is to go to a damn bar and not know anybody else except at this gay bar. Because you don't always pick you know, the nicest people. Because there's bad in every sexuality, every race. There's bad. There's good and there's bad in everything. And so I was like, okay, well then, okay, that's fine. And so one day I came in. No, one morning she came and knocked on my door to my bedroom, cracked it. She's like, hey, like, yeah, what are you doing? I'm like, trying to sleep. Um, um, so I've been thinking about it, and I just want to apologize to you. And she started crying. She's like, I just don't understand it. Um, but I do love you, and I'm not going to stand in the way of you being who you are and being happy, because you deserve that. After all you've done for me and your little sister and everybody else you do for around us, you deserve to be happy. And I'm sorry very much for judging you, or to even pass a judgment towards you. And I do want to be a part of your life. I do want to try to accept that, and I will accept that. I just need to learn what it is. You know, I'm like, well, I'm trying to learn too, Mom. I don't know, and I would much rather learn with you than to learn without you. Because if I'm out you, you're not in my lane. And so she's like, I'm sorry. And it's like, oh no. And before that, she was like, so do you have a boyfriend? And I dated. We wasn't dating. We went out on 2 dates. And I'm like, no, I'm not dating anybody, but I have been out on 2 dates with somebody. And she was like, oh. And like, anyways. why are you even mentioning anything about this? She didn't want no part of it. Blah 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 blah. I was being, but she apologized, and we from then on, she was like my best friend again, and we would do some guy looking. Let me tell you, and I'd be like, "Woo, mama, look at that! Oh my god!" And she'd be like, "Oh my god, oh my god." She was the type of woman that she had Billy Ray Cyrus on her ceiling, along with Elvis Presley. She went that. She said, "I go to bed with these men, and I wake up with these men, and I'm happy." I'm like, "Oh, I bet you is, mom. I bet you is." And yeah, I'm telling you, she was a hoot. But this is Pride Month, and it is happy-go-lucky because we have fought our asses off for our freedom, our happiness, our love, our true identity, and our true spirituality within ourselves. And so, be who you are, accept who you are, love who you are, be around the ones that love you and accept you for who you are. Don't put anything off. You deserve happiness just like I did, and I do. Everybody deserves happiness because we live this life. Nobody else lives our life. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Love yourself. Reach out to somebody if you need help. If you are lost and you need some help finding your way, there. Reach out to me. You can call text 988, or you can call 988, and they will guide you. A suicide line, and they will guide you if they can't help you themselves. Um, reach out to your moms, dads, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, you know, whoever you're close to, and sometimes it just takes a hug from a stranger. And if you just see somebody and they look like they need a hug, well, honey, maybe they need a hug. Go give them that hug because you're probably giving them a peace of mind that they need, especially at that moment in time. Because energy is everything. And whenever somebody's lost, they hide so much within their feelings and the depression, anxiety, you know, whatever. We hide it so well. So be there for somebody, hug somebody, love somebody, talk to somebody. I've had so many strangers walk up to me. He's even said it. Like, God, is there nobody that you don't know in this town? Or does know you? Well, it's always been like that. Even growing up in a small ass town, everybody knew who I was. Well, everybody knows who I am in Branson, Missouri. And it is what it is. Because I love people know who I am. So Saturday, come check it out at Pride Arts Fest. And I hope you have a happy 4th. We'll probably be doing another one before the 4th. But if not, uh, peace and love to all of you. And we hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful time this month. Um, you know, do something you've never done before and you've always wanted to do, no matter what it is. No matter what it is. It could be the smallest thing, it could be the biggest thing. Just do something that you've always wanted to do and live life to the fullest. We have one life, live it to the fullest. Because you never know when your last breath is. Like, straight up. And I know that personally, 100%. Because, it just shit happens. So, be around the ones that love you, care about you, have that energy around you. Make your surroundings and auras beautiful and bright and light, and have all the freedom and peace in your life that you possibly can and want. So, is there anything you want to say? I have talked this whole time. Freaking time. Anyways.
Stay happy, positive, and healthy. Remember to wear your seatbelt.
But that's it. Wear that seatbelt. For sure. Absolutely. And be there for everybody. Not everybody. Not the haters. They can kiss it.
Mocha's and Meows, Saturday, 10 a.m.
Yep. So, love who you are, inside and out. Live your life. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I love who you are. I like who you are. You are worthy, you are kind, and you are strong. So, live your life no matter what. Do not do anything crazy to yourself because at the end of the day, when that happens, think about the ones that are still here that you're trying to leave because they will pay for it for the rest of their lives. Every day, night and day. They wake up with it and they go to bed with it. I know. More than I care to know. I know. And it's miserable. So don't make anybody else's life miserable. And fix yours because you are worthy of a non miserable life. Peace and love to each everybody. Happy Pride Month. And smack an ass for me. Smack an ass for me. See you Saturday. Love you, chat, Tony. Mom attack. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.
And thank you for tuning in. And I need to do it already. Well, damn. Bye.
Thank you for joining T. Roy and a special guest here on Everythin Yet Nothin. Tune in next Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central for another episode you won't want to miss. Until next time, be a rainbow in someone's life. Like and follow us on Facebook at WLFE DB Radio. Thank you for joining T. Roy and a special guest here on Everythin Yet Nothin. Tune in next Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central for another episode you won't want to miss. Until next time, be a rainbow in someone's life. Like and follow us on Facebook at WLFE.